Yeah, Kezo doesn't come through that much anymore. I don't know. I think she moved. I think she did tell me she moved, so I don't think she's coming through anymore. Yeah. Unfortunate. I do like that hitbox of the ice block where you, like, the ices hit the ice with the hammer, and the hammer itself has a hitbox. I feel like that should be able to set up into something kind of kooky, but not the easiest thing to even land in the first place. Okay. Some decent juggling. I feel like forward throw pivot tipper has got to be real on the ices, right? Maybe they can DI out of it so it's not 100% true. I know that's the case with Peach and Puff. Or at least Peach. I think Puff actually, it does confirm. Nice. Ooh, okay. Interesting ice block. Let's see. Oh, nice up tilt. That was good coverage. I don't actually mind that down air. It's like really good on shield versus like floaty characters, I think. Depends on the, like, honestly just popping Sopo up though by itself is really good. Maybe we're talking about different situations.
Hi, this is Robert on the mic. Oh, we're seeing Nintendude versus Tazio. Sorry, I'm just getting here. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Robert.
Elodie, nice to meet you. My tag's Ritual.
What's your tag?
Ritual.
Ritual. Okay,
Yes.
cool. I just thought I'd hop on since no one's commentating.
Yeah, I hopped off because nobody was commentating,
Okay.
and I was just like, doing this alone is magic.
Yeah. I was playing Nintendude earlier. I was really impressed with how good he is as a player, just generally.
Yeah, right? Like, it's sometimes you just gotta you cook.
Yeah. He feels like someone who never really. I don't feel like he ever got worse at the game. Just people kept getting better and better. But he's so solid. I was just really impressed. Very thoughtful player.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the things where it's like you never really get worse like at these games once you get past a certain point. Because to get to that point, like, you've already put the thousands and thousands of hours in execution-wise, but as long as you maintain that, all of the thinking, right, that, as you said, right, to get to that point kind of sticks with you.
Yeah. And I don't know anything about Tazio, but it seems like a very thoughtful player so far.
Yeah, Tazio, a player who definitely has been on his share of runs here at Nightclub before.
I love the back throws. Great DI mix-up. Up throw is also a very, great fastball by Nintendude. Up throw is also a really powerful mix-up, or just like position for Marth in this matchup. You don't get anything directly off of it, but ICs have such a hard time getting down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I like, especially against Marth, when you're just so pro, it's so hard to really do much of anything there. So just holding the positioning and making Tazio a little empty.
Yeah, this matchup is like really brutal because you would think like fair and down tilt stuff out like the entirety of Sopo's kit, and that's largely right. But like if Sopo gets in with a grab at low percent, sometimes you can get like a 20-30% string. This could be really big for Nintendude.
Yeah, I like the slightly early dolphin slash there from Tazio though.
Oh, good
right,
point,
just
yeah.
pushing Nintendude a little bit away, it kind of disrupts some of the ability to set up a desync there as well or anything. So you have to back up and let Marth get back.
I feel like Nintendude is doing what... Oh, that was a really unfortunate freeze for Nintendude. You would like that not to have happened. I feel like what ICs have got to do in this matchup is keep Marth unbalanced. Like, as if Marth can never find his footing, is stuck in the corner, it just always feels like it's Icy advantage.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Nintendo's trying to trap the landings, is what we're trying trying to see. Tazio's doing such a good job of utilizing the platforms at the tip of the sword to just fade back and just be willing to swat away these climbers. They just don't have a way in. Right?
Oh, I love the down throw to just separate the climbers.
Yeah, that down air as well, right? Context dependent, you hit the sweet spot on one, the sour spot on the other to send them in different directions. Even still, not enough though.
I love Nintendude's expression. For a second, he looked like.
Listen, sometimes you get away, right? Like sometimes you kind of got away with one.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're a climbers player who, again, hasn't been as active recently, and is still showing up and handing some of the new kids on the block there, right?
Yeah,
a taste of your wisdom.
I personally feel like I have gotten so much worse versus Ices. Like, I've been playing the game a long time, so when wobbling was legal and they were a more common character, like, I was so much better at the matchup. Obviously, the character is way worse now, but, like, the Ices have such a powerful, like, surprise factor to them.
And they also just, I think, have a much better understanding of the rest of their character, right?
True.
Like, and this character does have a lot of other tools. Like, yeah, they can't just grab you at 0 and kill you for free, but they can still kill you at 0.
Yeah. Finds the F smash. Really aggressive fares out of the corner from Nintendude. Kind of interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Ices aren't usually a character that like try to make space forward in such a direct way.
I mean, it's something you're seeing. We've seen a little bit more of recently, like especially some of these approaches, like, and these approach strategies are very similar actually to like the approaches we were seeing from off this past weekend and Afterburner, but. That was like mostly a Fox bracket, so it's a little interesting to see here against Mark.
Yeah, I think this is like a matchup as Ices that, oh, that was an unfortunate miss. That really lets the Ices play in a really creative way and technical way, like more so than some Ices matchups because you get to do so many desyncs. We saw Nanopult like 30, 40 seconds ago, which is just garbage in most matchups. But in this matchup is really solid.
Just literally the juggling of those two, right? One to the other to the other.
Yeah.
Always, every swing caught one climber or the other, but set you up so that once you hit the first one, the next one was falling right. Just beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, really pretty. I think something that's not talked about enough in this match, and not in this matchup, but just against Ices, is damage desyncs. Like trying to separate the Ices just by hitting one of them more is really strong. Like, so often like people will only go for Nana or only go for Sopo, but like often like it's good to go for the one that's at the higher percent, just to send them away. These fares.
And it's also like sometimes good to consider when you're prioritizing a climber versus prioritizing the positioning too, because sometimes people get so caught up in the mini game that they lose track of their positioning.
That's really true.
Right now though, I mean, you saw that it kind of come into play for a second there. Tazio trying to focus so hard on not getting Sopo that just got caught a little in center stage, and that's perfect grab opportunity.
Really nice little sequence by Sopo here.
Yeah, dude, I love Iceberg so much. It's just the weirdest move in Smash and every Smash game.
I know it's really weird in Ultimate.
I feel like it's weird in this game too. Like it just has such an odd purpose.
I think a really weird part of something I think weird about Ice Block in this game is the hitbox when it first comes out hits like directly above them in this really strange way.
Okay, that was a really, really aggressive Squall Hammer that just did its job fantastically.
I was really impressed by the DI on the down smash. I think if Tazio had done pure DI there, he would have died off the top. So he did very careful, like almost full normal DI, but was careful not to go into the corner rather than off the top.
Opening up with the power shield there when you haven't shown one, really the whole
I love that.
The whole set so far. Tazio, like, intentionally, we've seen a couple accidental ones, but that was the first one that really felt like it was trying to set up an opening, and definitely what you want to get on the board here at the end of this game, too.
Yeah, I mean, this feels pretty hopeless for Nintendude.
I mean, listen, right? Never say never. We've seen crazier things happen, but yeah, it's looking pretty.
I'm curious, like, Nintendude does have a Marth. I wonder if he has any interest bringing out the Marth to do Marth Dittos.
I mean, like, maybe, but also, like, I feel like the Marth Ditto is something you often see in New York, right? Like, you have E-Poodle, you have Fro, you have Tazio, who are all very solid Marth players, who all kind of, I feel like, end up fighting each other in bracket a decent amount. So someone like Tazio, I think, has pretty decent experience in the matchup.
And okay, we can't see.
Yeah, we're not swapped over.
Okay, cool.
Now we're on the players. There we go.
Woo!
We're here now.
One thing I think has been lacking in Nintendude's game plan is like converting as strongly off grabs as we might see in some like modern ice climber players. Like I'm from the south, so I'll play Moth, and Moth like grabs me one time, and I just literally die. It's like, okay.
watching Moth, like talking about Moth this weekend at Afterburner, you just exploded.
Now here, Nintendude has got the old school handoffs. Unfortunate.
Yeah, you're in that perfect little handoff range.
Yeah.
That being said, at the beginning of the game, they didn't quite work out, but Nintendude was looking for some of those down air extensions on platform and like some really creative tech chases that are reminiscent of some of that newer school punish game. So like very interesting mix.
Yeah, it's interesting like what Nintendude has and doesn't have, like what his specialties are. I'm really curious in like some of these desyncs. Like we saw like desync with Nana edgeguarding Marth to Nana blizzarding the other direction. I'm not used to that at all. I think the idea was, I'm not totally sure what it is, but I think it was intentional.
Yeah, it may also just be to like, again, when things are like a little, it might be just, I'm not really sure either, but.
This is the sort of position where having a really good Sopo is really pays off because, you need one solid hit versus Marth and it could totally change the momentum of the game.
But by the same virtue, right, it's so hard to get in, and so, like, that's where, not just your Sopo, but like I think it's your movement, right, and your discipline in general come in so clutch, where it's like, how do you bait these preemptive swings when you have those
nice. Very nice.
Very good stuff.
I don't know if it was a push-off, down smash, or if just read the timing.
Yeah, it looked like the timing read. It didn't look like a push-off. I didn't see Marth start to go in bubble, but I missed it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, wow, finds the grab there.
40% is so big in this matchup.
Great little DI mix there in from Tazio, though, because if you don't find that DI, right, Nintendude gets that resound platform.
Wow, what a find. Just a hard read F smash.
I really like that route from Tazio, but you're going to get caught. Unfortunately, Nintendude dropping it.
This should be a big hit.
Yeah, this should.
Oh.
I was going to say that if it was, I feel like any other ice climbers, we would be saying that's a stop today. But like we've been talking about, right, Nintendude a little bit more old school. It doesn't have some of those.
I think, it's hard to hit some of these sequences in competition. Like the handoffs are, weight dependent. So it can be hard, like, oh, you were just handoffing well against Spacies, and now you're doing it versus Marth, and suddenly you can't do it. So, yeah, nice.
Yeah. Once again, like another weird little use case of ice block there. Right?
There was the desync blizzard again. I don't totally understand how that works, but
I was saying, I guess that like maybe it's because you're. I guess it helps with your lens app.
Maybe, I don't know.
And like your ability with the commitment.
Oh, no jump here? Oh, it does have a jump. Okay.
Yeah, I like how Nana at least is able to hold the position to try and cover some space there, but Tazio was just so ready for it.
Oh, calls out the Nanobolt. That's a pretty funny interaction.
Yeah. Just Tazio here is holding just past the platform edge, right? Kind of creating this wall of open space that we're seeing Nintendude have to fight in, where Tazio can kind of fade back to the platform when he wants to I really like positions he's choosing to hold.
Yeah, it felt like for a little bit in the center, it was like Blizzard versus Fair in this epic like spacing battle.
Yeah. And it's like always seeing how players choose to, again, align themselves with those platforms. I talk about this a lot, but it's really interesting to me, like, where do you pick your fights? Where do you pick your moments?
I think speaking of that, Tazio has, and you were talking about routes a little bit ago. Tazio has generally done a really good job on that.
Yes.
This should be death. Oh no. Yeah, I feel like in this game in particular, Tazio has like used top plat pretty well for just breaking up and like getting to choose when he wants to come into neutral.
And done a really good job taking his way to top plat ambiguously. Not over the side plat, but like right where he's mixing it off a waveland back and then some movement just to, again, keep you guessing on which way he's gonna go so you can't even necessarily chase him. It's very, very smart.
I feel like Nintendude must be kicking himself a little bit. Misses the slip hog timing for just, he really should have cleaned this up. I think at least 2 or 3 times, but it's given a gift by Tazio.
Yeah, you get it there, and that's the last kind of chance you had after, as you said, letting it go a couple times. Now, though, you're in a really awkward position. Right? You need to find a way back down and out from under this platform. Right now, you're just kind of caught by the amount of space Marth can threaten from that platform.
Nice, nice.
Finally.
That felt very Zane-esque.
Yeah. Right there, though.
Okay.
Nintendude was able to call out that slide off, right, and kind of break down that defensive wall from Tazio a little bit, and is giving himself a chance here to whittle his way back into the swing.
Yeah, I feel like Nintendude's getting like a little like mix right now. Okay, well this could be it.
He started to call out some of these drop off the.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
And that's been huge for him. Like he's catching these landings.
I was about to say, I feel like this would be a good time for Nintendude to start facing away from Marth. He just did that. Because, like, this is, like, prime bear percentage. Like, you hit 1 bear, Marth, or 2 bears as ices. You know, Marth could just be obliterated.
I almost want to see something other than, like, I understand why you're setting up the forward air wall here from Tazio. But you're not actually winning. I was going to say, you're not actually winning the game off of it, right? He set up so many forward airs, but at